After receiving 21 payout from one prop account, I've noticed one thing: most traders don't fail because of strategy, they fail because they keep repeating the same mistake over and over again. Today, I'm going to break down 195% of traders never get to payout. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. They had 14 losses in a day. Like, how do you guys do this thing? It is too much. Over time, this will wreck you. You must not catch every move. This is something pro firms don't want you to know. Know when to stay off. Don't have anything, watch a movie. It's one of the hardest way to make easy money. I say it all the time. So we couldn't buy proper accounts. So what we do is we'll go on Twitter and then we engage in a lot of giveaways. In a month back then, we had like 4-5 free giveaway accounts. We blew them up. Why? Because there was no plan. Like this buy that's happening now, I'll just jump in. Don't put your anger in the market. The market has no feelings. The market doesn't care if you are poor and that's the only money that can change your life. Your mentor will not tell you this, but get a side hustle. See, I always tell people, trading is not even for the poor. Trading was actually created for rich people because they have the figures to play around with. You don't have the money to burn, so why are you burning your proper account, your sweat, your hard-earned money like that? If you're not gonna have discipline, don't buy the account, for Christ's sake. Don't do it. Don't put your entire life in trading. Trade from comfort. You are eating chicken and you are trading. Like, that should be the goal. Have you drank Gary and analyzed your market before? Now, the first reason is strategy. You can't be trading without a strategy. You need an edge over the market. And whether you believe it or not, that is where your strategy comes in. Learn something, get mentorship, seek for help, study, understand your system, backtest your system over time. Because once you're able to backtest whatever you trade, it will give you confidence to actually buy proper accounts and do the best with it. When you know what you're looking out for, you stand a higher chance of being profitable. It is one key thing that's helped me over time. You must have a strategy. You can never skip that part. A strategy is so essential in your trading life because you need a very strong system. I'll give you an instance. Let's say I learned something from a mentor. I had a mentor and he taught me something and he said, okay, this works. And then over time, I have seen this person pack more losses trading this system. Now, even if after the mentorship, trust me, I will still not be so comfortable to risk high with whatever I've learned, no matter how much I paid for the mentorship. That is the fact. Now, let's say I also went in and I learned something, and over time, I'm able to backtest whatever system, maybe in a year or two, and I came out profitable. Even with 2 to 3 losses, I am still going to be comfortable. So best believe that strategy is a very key important part you cannot skip when it comes to trading. You need a system. You need a system that you have been able to backtest over time and has given you results, data. When you have this data, of course, over time, you are going to be comfortable to take your trades because you know that with 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, you are still on track. And with 1 win, you are going to cover up all these losses. Number 2 is risk management. I can never overemphasize this. Risk management is key. You cannot be successful as a forex trader and you cannot be able to request payout consistently from pro firm if you're not able to consistently calculate and plan your risk. Before you buy a proper account, you should already know what you are setting out for this account. An instance, let's say I buy a 100k account. I can decide that on my phase 1, to be able to pass this account fast, I'm going to be risking 2%. And I have to follow it accordingly. Also bear in mind your maximum and your daily drawdown. These things are essential when you're planning to make a plan, okay? For someone like me, when I buy proper accounts, I always stick to 1% risk. That is something I am comfortable with. So if I'm buying a 100k account, I want to be risking 1% always on my trade. On phase 1 and phase 2, I'll do the same thing. When I get to the funded phase, I'm going to be risking 0.5%. That is why making 1.5% of my account on a funded phase is okay. 1.5, 2%, I'm good. 3%, I'm Gucci. I don't really need to overdo it. Okay, it is essential to follow it up. So as I said, you should also bear in mind your daily and maximum drawdown. The reason why is because if you're risking 2% on your prop account and then you have 2 losses, you have indirectly breached the account because your daily drawdown is 4%. So these are things you should also put in place when you are trying to make a plan. If your daily drawdown is, let's say, 5%, of course you can take 2 losing trades in a day and you are done. That is good. So your daily and maximum drawdown will always be essential. When people are buying prop account, I always tell them this: your maximum drawdown is your main capital when it comes to prop account. If you're buying a 100k account and your maximum drawdown is 10%, 10% of 100k is $10,000. So that is exactly what you are being given. You're using your $500 to get a $10,000 account. So over time, understand it that way, and trust me, it's going to be a game changer for you. Don't look at 100,000. Look at it as $10,000 being given to you. So make the best out of your $10,000. You get me? So this is how you should put it. Now, for someone like me, seeing that $10,000, I am comfortable risking 500 on a $10,000 because to me that is just 5% of my account. I have 20 trades to lose a $10,000, which to you is $100,000. Does it make sense? So this is it. Let me just show you guys a full illustration of how I go about planning my risk properly when I'm trading prop account. I'll show you guys a full illustration of how I go about it, so you too can implement this when you're trading. So let's head over to my screen. Okay guys, so let me take my time to break this down in the best way possible. So let's assume, of course, our example is for a 100k account. I got a trade here. I want to buy gold from here, okay? And then my entry is at this level. My stop loss is below this range. Okay, our stop loss is 231 pips, right? We can approximate this to 232 pips. Please ignore the last digit when you're doing this. I repeat, ignore the last digit here. So this is 231 approximate to 232 pips. Okay, so I'm gonna head over to the website I use, which is Baby Pips Calculator. You can actually use yours if you have other alternative, it's fine, but this works for me, and I will explain better how I go about it. So here on the account balance, you have to input the account you are trading. If it's a 100k account you are cool with, you can put it here as 100k. You are still going to drive to the same result. Okay, as I said, you can see it as a $10,000 account, which is what I expect you to see this account as, a 10,000. So you can still put it here, $10,000. All you need to know is the percentage you are risking from that account. For a $10,000 account, which you are risking 1k for this account is 10%. Now for a 100k account, risking $1,000 is going to be 1% of this account. Whichever one it is, we are still going to drive to the same result. As I said, okay, we're still going to drive to the same result. Now the next thing is our stop loss. What is going to be our stop loss? So our stop loss is what we already saw from TradingView, which in this case is 231. I'll approximate it to 232. So I'll put it here, 232 is our stop loss. Then we calculate it. It's that simple. You're gonna get your loss size. For me, my approach is, my risk is what I'm gonna input here. So my risk is $1,000. For $1,000, I'm gonna be risking 100% of that. Okay, that is it, 100%, the same stop loss. And then this, I also forgot to mention that over here is the currency. You can always choose the currency you are trading, but this is the default currency, which is Euro USD. But don't be scared, you're still going to arrive at an accurate lot size. You get me? So yes, I'll leave it as Euro USD. But if you're trading pairs like JPY, please be specific. It is important. But pairs like Euro USD, I have not tried other pairs, but pair for Euro USD, you're still going to drive at the exact lot size to use. Okay, so it is that simple. So let's say you are using you had a second trade. This time around the stop loss is lesser, because till date I don't understand why traders will tell me that they are always using 0.10, 0.20 on every trade. Are you telling me that market will always present a 20-30 pip stop loss every time you are trading? I still find it hard to believe, but if it works for you, it's fine. But I still feel like every trade is dynamic, right? Which means we cannot predict our stop loss. My stop loss on my first trade can be 50 pips, the next trade can be 100, 150. The most important thing is for you to understand your risk. Your risk is the only thing that should be constant. Maybe as you grow, you can decide to increase your risk, but your risk should be what? Constant. I'm risking 1k. Even if I take 10 losses, we're still going to drive at a loss of what? $1,000 each. That should be the goal. Less than or a little bit, but should be within the range. You understand me? So I still don't get the reason why I'm taking my time to explain this is because people and traders are finding it so hard to get this. It is not that complicated. So as I was saying, let us use a smaller stop loss. So this becomes clearer to you all. So in this case, our stop loss is, let's say, 64 pip stop loss. We're having a 64 pip stop loss, okay, on this particular trade. You can approximate it to what, 65 pips. If you are good with math, you understand how that works. But if not, you can still just copy and paste what we have here. So 64. So we're still going to keep our risk percentage, and this is the only thing that's going to change here. This is the only thing that will change, okay? In this case, we are still trading off of that same account. If let's say you have multiple accounts, you can always change this according to what you are risking on each particular account. You get me? So in this case, it's going to be how much? What was that again we got here? It is going to be, let me remove this. It's going to be 64. I'll put it here, 64. You can approximate to 65 if you are cool with that, and then calculate. And we got a 1.56 lot size. Now this is what you're going to take over to whatever broker, either ProFirm you're trading, and it's that simple. Implement it there, and whether it's a win or a loss, onto the next. It is that simple. It is not as complicated as you want to make it look. Risk management is so easy once you know what you're doing. Calculate your risk, plan your trade. I am going to be risking 1%, 2% on this particular account till I pass. Fine. Then when you finally get the account, follow it up. $1,000 is what I'm risking on each trade, which means when I have a stop loss, I will take it to whatever platform I'm cool with for calculation, which could be Baby Pips, and then you implement that here. Of course, put your stop loss and you get the exact lot size to use. Don't randomly pick lot size. Please stop picking your lot size randomly. This is one of the biggest key things that keep affecting traders, and you're going to see a drastic growth in your trading life. It is that simple. It is that simple. You're welcome. And the next thing is, traders don't understand how slow money works. Accumulation over time. They are always so focused on how to impress the audience, trying to make 10% of their account, 50% of their account. Over time, this will wreck you. Trust me, it is going to wreck you over time. Focus on those small wins. 1%, request your payout. 2%, request your payout, and grow with it. I'll give an instance with the 100k account we're talking about. If you're making $1,000 in Nigeria from a 100k account, $1,000 consistently every 2 weeks, your payout is bi-weekly, 1,000, 2,000. In a month, you have made $2,000. Now, instead of focusing on how to make 10% on that account, you should focus on how to buy more accounts. If I have 1 account from this ProFirm, 2 accounts from this ProFirm, 3 accounts from this ProFirm, and at the end of the month I'm focusing on making 1% each, accumulate this money. In a long run, you are going to be surprised how much you have made. This is something ProFirm don't want you to know. That is what everybody is chasing, 10% return. It doesn't work that way. Be grateful for the little win while you are working your way up, and then don't forget what even brought you to ProFirm in the first place. The main goal is to be able to trade our own personal money. So stack up your own personal accounts and grow. It is that simple. It is that simple. Stack. Take the 1%, take the 2%, fund your personal account, and over time you will see a lot of change in your trading life. Trust me. Now the next one on our list is over trading. Now people don't know this, but in most cases the best trade is a no trade. Yes, it is better not to take a trade than to take 7 losses in a day. This is something that has really affected a whole lot of traders. I will give an instance. I saw a group and this guy was so comfortable telling us that he had 14 losses in a day. Like, how do you guys do this thing? It is too much. When you're trying to recover from your loss back to back, before you know it, you are adding more losses to the one you already have. Learn to stay off. You must not catch every move. Right now I'm looking at gold. Gold is flying. Let me show you guys. Let me open my chart. So now this is my gold chart. This is my gold chart right now, and you can see market went from here to this. I was not involved in what was going on here. I've not seen anything to trade. Note that yesterday I had a loss. I took a trade and I lost money. Until date, I have not recovered that money, but I'm still chill. I've not seen anything in the market. I must not trade every day. I must not trade every single day. This is something you should always bear in mind. Know when to stay off. Do other things. Have something doing with your life. If you don't have anything, watch a movie. It is not that complicated. You must not trade every single day. You must not have a setup every day. Learn. Understand what works for you. Have an edge. Plan yourself and wait for the right trades. Don't over risk it. If you're meant to take a trade, make sure that this trade aligns with your system and everything checks out. Don't just take trade randomly because you want to recover your loss. It doesn't work that way. Trust me, you're gonna keep chasing. And I'm saying this from experience. I can remember back then we couldn't buy proper accounts. So what we do is we go on Twitter and then we engage in a lot of giveaways. In a month back then, we had like 4-5 free giveaway accounts. We blow them up. Why? Because there was no plan. You get this account and then you start adding lot size. For example, I'll have a setup, and once market start moving, like this buy that's happening now, I'll just jump in. Now in most cases it's not going to go well, and you're not even calculating your risk. All you know is you're on a trade. You don't have a plan. You just woke up one morning, saw a setup, and you jumped in. It doesn't work that way. The only thing that differentiates you from a normal trader, from a profitable forex trader, one of the key principles is knowing when to stay off the charts. Don't put your anger in the market. The market has no feeling. It doesn't understand your pain. It doesn't know whether your boyfriend broke up with you. It doesn't know whether your life is shattered, whether that money is the only thing you have to survive with. It doesn't care if your mom is sick. The market doesn't care about you. The market doesn't care about you. The market doesn't care if you are poor and that's the only money that can change your life. The market doesn't care if that's the only proper account you have in your life. Don't put your next meal on that setup. The only thing that's going to save you is discipline. Discipline yourself. Learn it. We are all learning it. I am still working on myself every day. Okay? Understand this and trust me, you are going to be surprised at the improvement that you're going to see in your trading life. Now, this is a bonus tip. Get a side hustle. Your mentor will not tell you this, but get a side hustle. See, I always tell people, trading is not even for the poor. Trading was actually created for rich people because they have the figures to play around with. You don't have the money to burn, so why are you burning your proper account, your sweat, your hard-earned money like that? If you're not going to have discipline, don't buy the account, for Christ's sake. Don't do it. Plan. Understand that for you to remove your emotions from a proper account, you should have other side things that actually reward you. And this comes back to discipline as well, because this works hand in hand with discipline. Because if I have something I'm doing, if I'm not trading, I am doing that thing and it's going to get me money. Understand? If let's say I have a job, the time that I'm not trading, I am working. I am doing that job to earn money. So even without not trading, I know that at the end of the month, I am secured because this will pay me. This will feed me while I am working my way to make trading work. I always tell people this: get something else doing. Don't put your entire life in trading. It worked for me. It works for some people, but it doesn't really work for everybody. Have something else you are doing. When you have money, you are trading from comfort. There's this video I watch. I always show it to my friend. I will kind of like gist about it. When you get to a level where you tell yourself that even if I take this loss, I am Gucci, I am okay, I will not die of hunger. If I don't get any trade, any payout for the next 3 months, I will survive. Then you see a different view of trading. You trade from comfort. You are eating chicken and you are trading. Like, that should be the goal. Imagine looking at the chart with hunger. Have you drank Gary and analyzed your market before? I'm not trying to like I'm sorry, this sarcastic part of me is coming out in this thing, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand something. Trading is not an easy thing. It is one of the hardest way to make easy money. I say it all the time. So if you want this thing to work for you, treat it as a business. It is a job. Be disciplined, plan. And when it comes to risk management is all about trading. Every part of your life should have risk management. When you meet a lady and you're not sure about this person, there's something you use to protect yourself with that lady. That is risk management. Same thing with business. Everything about your entire life should have risk management aside, kept just in case. I will always say this. People say, don't put your eggs in one basket. Someone tell you, no. Put your eggs in one basket. Go hard or go home. Bro, protect your capital. If you go home, nobody's giving you money. You are all alone in this game. This is a one. I've not really till date. I still don't understand when people tell me that trading is a group thing. You can have like a community. Even if we trade the same thing, trust me. Even if all of us are trading the same strategy, best believe that we're gonna have different view of a particular setup. So at the end of the day, it's a one-man thing. You are on your own. You are a solo trader. Accept it. Own up to your losses, your wins. Don't expect 7 traders to tell you, okay, your setup makes sense before you can take a trade. It doesn't work that way. Your dolo can be buying, you can be selling. Own up to your trade. Learn from it. If it's a loss, fine. If it's a win, be grateful to God. Grow. Journal your trades. Your good trades, your bad trades. What is the similarities? What are something that actually makes this trade click? Why are these trades giving me more wins than losses? What can I do to implement this? Over time, experience will make this even easier for you. People don't talk about experience. When you are always on your chart, especially when you are starting up in trading, it's always good to have this obsession to always look at your chart, to backtest, to do this. But at some point, you're going to step away from the chart. You're going to spend lesser time on the chart, and that's even where the real money comes in. When you know what you're doing, you don't really have to spend so much time on the chart anymore. You already journaled your trade. You know what works and what doesn't work. What is your best A+ setup like? And having an A+ setup doesn't mean it's always going to be a win. Because you have an A+ ratio, don't mean you should take away or throw your risk management away. Follow your trades, and trust me, over time you'll be surprised at the growth that will come with it. I am saying this from my personal experience, and I'm trying to put it out there to educate people so people can as well learn from these things and do better. This is not just a random YouTube video out there. This is me talking from my experience and the way I really want traders to excel in whatever niche they are in. Because I want traders to excel, I want traders to be profitable, I want people to regularly take payouts and then tag me that, oh my god, your video was so inspiring and I learned 1 or 2 things. That is why I created this channel in the first place. So if you like videos like this, do well to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out and go get that payout. And you're going to see a drastic growth. You're going to see a drastic you're going to see a drastic growth. You're going to see a drastic growth after receiving 21 payout.